So when it comes to training calisthenics, you can train your sets closer to your max or you can train them further from your max, and both are viable options. Now, both of these approaches have a great track record for building muscle and strength, that is for sure. But my general recommendation for most people is to focus on hard sets taken close to your maximum performance. And while easy sets are great for conditioning, building work capacity, and getting your technique dialed, they can require more time, more total reps, and they can also make programming a little bit more difficult. And that's because when you're doing a bunch of lower effort sets that are far from your max, you probably aren't getting a whole bunch of stimulus until you stack up quite a few of those. So if you're doing like 20 sets of 5 with your 15 rep max, it's not really clear where you start actually accumulating a legitimate stimulus. It's certainly not the first set, but even after you accumulate a bunch of them, it's not clear where that stimulus starts to peak and then drop off and give you diminishing returns with just extra fatigue. So with hard sets close to your max, this relationship is super straightforward. All things being equal, the first set is the most stimulating set, and subsequent sets give you less and less stimulus. And when it comes to adjusting your training, that simplicity is a huge advantage. It's one giant moving part that you don't have to think about now, because every set you add or subtract shares the same relationship. When you don't know if the volume you're adding or subtracting is driving the majority of your gains or if it's just driving the majority of your fatigue, things become a bit more murky in terms of how your adjustments will impact your overall results. Now, again, I'm still a big fan of training submaximal sets, but I'm not a fan of winging it and going about it in an uncontrolled way. And the way I like to get around some of the squishiness inherent in this style of training is to firm up some of those other variables. So one of my favorite submax workouts is from Pull Up Mastery, and that's doing 10 sets with half your max with a strict 1 minute rest between sets. And starting out, it's really tough. So most people, they're not going to be able to get through all 10 sets at their rep target, and that's okay. Do all 10 sets anyway, just keep the rest strict. And if some of those sets fall short in the repetition count, that's okay. Over the weeks, you're going to pick up those reps and fill out the sets, and eventually you'll get them all. And from there, you can either retest your max and repeat the process, or just add a rep to each set and go through it again. And this makes your progression simple and predictable. So that's just one of my personal favorite ways to train submax sets. If you like that sort of training, then feel free to give it a shot. So I hope that makes sense. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.